Suppose that you've been driving on a very relaxing day, and all of a sudden, a creature double the size of a T-Rex is behind you, looking for its prey. You might be thinking that it's a farce, right? Well, not exactly. There was an ancient creature called a Megalodon Shark, which was dreaded by many long ago. Now, back to the topic. Supposing that the creature still exists, how do you think it can have an impact on the world's oceans? Would our sea explorations be threatened, or would other species be alive, owing to prey-predator competition? Let us have an understanding through this video. But why the fuss about an ancient creature now? There has been recent claims that the Megalodon is still alive in the deep Mariana Trenches of the Pacific Ocean. Can it be true? Nay, because if at all it has been alive, the last place to find it would be the Mariana Trench. You might be thinking, why? Megalodons have been living in very warm water, so the cold temperatures of the Mariana Trench might make it not possible for them to continue to exist there. Also, the mere presence of the animal would have been responsible for the death of many other organisms, owing to the food chain mechanism that we have in our nature. Now we've got an idea of the habitat. Yes, only warm waters. But how did we come to this conclusion? This is because the Megalodon's teeth have been found on every continent except Antarctica. It was most abundantly found on the east coast of North America, along the coasts. It is also found in the bottom of saltwater creeks and rivers of South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida. Even the wildest imagination that this organism would be alive is something nonsensical. Although the bulk of the sea hasn't been explored, there are numerous motives why the Megalodon isn't always, nevertheless, lurking in our oceans. Now, what is this creature exactly? According to Wikipedia, Megalodon means big tooth, is an extinct species of mackerel shark millions of years ago. It was earlier believed to be a close relative of the great white shark, but now it is classified into the extinct family Otodontidae, which diverged from the great white shark. Why is it so difficult to trace the lineage of the Megalodon? This is because of the enormous similarity that it has with different shark varieties. Often the great whites are considered the long-lost grandchildren of Megs, but the truth is far from this. Though both occupied a throne at the top of the food chain, but they existed at very different points in history. As a result, there are many theories of Megalodon physiology and behavior based on great whites. However, scientists now know that these two species have independently developed a similarity that does not have much of a genetic link. The oldest established ancestor of Megalodon is a 55-million-year-old ancient shark called Otodus obliquus, which became about 10 meters in length. But the evolutionary history of this shark is thought to stretch back to Cretalamna appendiculate, dating to 105 million years old, making the lineage of the Megalodon over 100 million years old. Now, coming to the features of the Megalodon, for which it is often odd. You've guessed it right, it's the size. Megalodon is one of the largest and most powerful predators to have ever lived. Estimates suggest that Megalodon has actually grown to between 15 and 18 meters in length, which is 3 times greater than the largest known great white shark. It might be as long as today's biggest whale sharks, the largest of which measures 18.8 meters in length. The findings of research from 2022 suggest that where the Megalodon lived might have a bearing on their size, with those in cold water growing to larger sizes. It was also the fastest swimming shark ever and could devour an orca in 5 bites, according to a 3D model reveal. Coming to the scientific evidence of Megalodon, the only remnants we found of these prehistoric monsters are their teeth, and we've found a lot of them. The reason for numerous teeth is because of the abundance of teeth that they had. Unlike people who only produce teeth in the first few weeks of life, sharks continue to reproduce new sets during their entire lives and lose them almost every 2 weeks. We found a few of them off the bottom of the ocean, where they're most likely to be fossilized. In the course of their lives, most megalodons would be through about 40,000 teeth. We'll take a look at their teeth details. Their teeth were thick and strong, built for grabbing prey and breaking bone, and their huge jaws could exert a great bite force. This turns our attention to another interesting aspect of Megalodon. What did it eat? Was it just baleen whales, or was something else also included in its diet? Owing to its sheer size, it could have eaten almost anything, ranging from small fish to large dolphins, other sharks, or even large humpback whales. Now, where does this assumption come from? We've been able to retrieve evidence of Megalodon's feeding behavior in the form of fossil whale bones. When some of these have been found with the cut marks of Megalodon teeth etched on the surface, some others even include the tips of teeth broken off in the bone during a feeding frenzy that occurred millions of years ago. What could have been the impact of this creature on our ecosystem? The structure of the marine ecosystems is likely to have been significantly influenced by the Megalodon. It appears to have a cosmopolitan distribution in its fossil record. It ruled like a dictator, overpowering everything that came its way. It's likely to have been targeting large prey, such as whales, seals, and sea turtles. In warm sea waters, the young lived and fed on fish and small whales. Young dolphins lived in the warmer coastal waters, where they feasted on fish and little whales. The Megalodon probably used its strong jaws to break through the chest cavity and puncture the lungs and heart of its prey. But the great white, on the other hand, attacks prey from the soft underside. There's also this little fact about the creature that they may have been scavengers. Though studies suggest that these creatures are active predators, it is believed that intrauterine megalodons were cannibals. That's because the young sharks that developed the fastest tended to eat unhatched eggs, and sometimes even their offspring. Even the babies of these species, thanks to this strategy, have been immense. Having understood all about the Megalodon, it is equally important to uncover the truth behind its extinction. What exactly killed this creature? It is widely believed that the Megalodon became extinct by the end of the Pliocene. Even though the precise date of death of the last Megalodon is not known, new evidence suggests that it was at least 3.6 million years ago. Climate change also affected their reproductive pattern. Megalodon is thought to have given birth to its young close to the shore. These shallow coastal waters would have provided a nursery for the pups, protecting them from predators that were lurking in the open water, like the larger toothed whales. As ice formed at the poles and the sea level dropped, these pupping grounds would have been destroyed. There is a weird postulation that the animal could have faced competition from whale-eating cetaceans, such as Leviathan and other macroraptorial sperm whales, and possibly smaller ancestral killer whales. Lowering of sea levels and the resultant loss of suitable nursery areas may have also contributed to its decline. This cannot be neglected, as it is linked with the Ice Age theory postulated by many. Lastly, the shift of baleen whales, the major prey of Megalodon, to polar regions, reduced food availability, altering its life cycle as a whole. This can be regarded as an authentic explanation, as a prolonged existence of a creature depends on the prey-predator relationship. Having understood all about the creature, you could have understood by now that the Megalodon is nothing but an extinct animal, contrary to what myths and fiction says. But needless to say, if it existed, it would be an interesting study for the scientific world. Sadly, the creature is long gone, leaving the imagination to play its work. And to add upon that, it is highly unlikely the creature would even live in this world where even sharks are facing the danger of extinction owing to human encroachment. Hence, one could say the list of extinction is on the rise, making everyone believe that a sixth mass extinction is happening. Adding to all these, as we know, today's sea levels are generally much lower than the Pliocene, so such conditions are far from ideal for them. So, it is absurd even to think that the creatures would exist for humans to dissect. So that's it for today. For more interesting videos, subscribe and click the bell icon. We will meet next time with a different topic.